Hello friends, welcome to the channel Vales and Tales. Today we will discuss a novella by Chitra, Banerjee, Divakaruni. Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni is an Indian-born American writer. She is famous for her numerous novels, short stories and poetry. This novella that we will discuss today is called Victory Song. It is part of the children's literature that she has produced. Her other works that belongs to the same genre, that is the children literature, is the Conch Bearer and the Mirror of Fire and Dreaming. So, talking about this novella, remember please, it is not a novel, it is a novella. Now, this novella, Victory Song, was published in 2002. And if we talk about the background of this novella, then it revolves around the Indian freedom movement. That is, it explores that how the freedom movement of India has reached to the far off places and how people of different areas, of different regions, of different villages and cities have contributed to the freedom movement according to their potential and capacities. So, talking about the setting of this novella, it was set in 1939 and the place is Shonagram in Calcutta. So now there is a movement in this novella. The novel opens with Shonagram, then it moves to Calcutta, then it ends again with Shonagram. Now talking about the major character of this novel. So since it is children's book, so the major characters, the main protagonist of this novella is Neela. She is a 12 years old girl and Neela's family. So in Neela's family, we have Neela's father, whose name is Haricharan. We have Neela's mother, whose name is Sarda. And we have Neela's sister, whose name is Usha. So along with these four characters, the other major characters are, we have Samar. He is one of the freedom fighters. Then we have Biren. He is the leader of the freedom fighters of one of the groups, right? And Samar calls him his leader. Then we have Bimla. Now again, Bimla is the cousin of Samar, and she lives in Calcutta. So this family, Neela and her family, they live in Shonagram. Along with that, we have some minor characters like Ganga. She's a maid in Neela's house. And we have Bishu, one of the informers, and one of the attendants of Bimla, who will really help her, as we will see. And then we have Gangu. We have Buddhi. Buddhi is Neela's cow. So since Neela lives in a village called Shongram, she has a cow and a barn and farms and so many other things. Now there is description of this zamindari system as well, because Shonagram is a village, so we have zamindars and we have farmers, we have peasants. Now talking about the structure of this novel, since the setting is of 1939, so we know that time India was majorly an agrarian society, not an industrial society, all right? So the structure of the novel, this novella is divided into 10 chapters. Now each chapter is self-explanatory. If you talk about the first chapter, which is your wedding preparations, so it revolves around the wedding preparations of Usha. Now, who is Usha? Usha is Neela's sister. So they are preparing for Usha's wedding. Usha is going to marry a man, and let me see if I can. Yeah. let's study it like this, as I have already written here. Now you have to remember that of course villagers' life is depicted here. Gender roles are depicted here. That how the females are assigned some different roles, males are assigned different roles. Now she has, along with the historical issues, she has also talked about the social issues that has engulfed India at that time. She has talked about the early marriages. She has talked about the domesticated lives of the women and how they have only few avenues, right? So what they have to do, they have to prepare themselves to become a perfect woman in a family. So they have, so how the women are being prepared and cared so much so that they can become a good wives when they'll married off. But Neela is one such character who does not adhere to these traditional norms. She loves studying, she loves adventure, she loves to do work of her choice. She doesn't want to marry soon. But seeing her sister marrying, she was curious that how Usha is marrying so early. So this is actually talked about a conflict between the two ideology. One which has resulted in the marriage of Usha, and other that has resulted in the evolution or the growth of Neela. That is the freedom given to a person not because of their gender but because of their skills and the merit. Nevertheless, she has also depicted the condition of Indians under the British rule, and we have also seen that there are two groups of Indians at that time. One, who are the sympathizers of the Britishers, who believed that what Britishers are doing is good for India. Like in that category, we have the Zamidar who lives in Usha's village, and we have the judge, that is Bimla's father, who works with Britishers. So they are the sympathizers of the Britishers. Now, on the other hand, we have the other group who are against Britishers. So in that group, we have Baul, one of the other major character that I have missed writing. Please remember Baul, Haricharan, that is Neela's father, Neela herself, Bimla's summer. So these are Biren, of course. So these are the people who are against the Britishers. Now, this novella begins with author's note. In that note, Chitra Banerjee delved deeper into the formation of this novella. That how she has heard numerous anecdotes about the freedom struggle from her mother, from her home in Calcutta, and how those anecdotes served as inspiration behind this novella. And she has also written that how she was fascinated with two great leaders, that is Mahatma Gandhi and Subhash Chandra Bose. And both of them are, both of them belongs to two different ideologies. We have MK Gandhi, who believes in non-violence, and on the other hand we have SC Bose, Subhash Chandra Bose, who believes that freedom should be taken irrespective of the means. It could be non-violence, and if non-violence won't work, then we have to resort to violence as well, right? So now we have the British rulers as well. So these are the only historical figures in the novella, that is MK Gandhi's reference, Subhash Chandra Bose reference, and the British rulers. Other than that, all the characters are fictional in nature. Now, why the setting is of Calcutta? Because our Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni brought up in that place only. She grew up in Kolkata. That's why she was inspired by the stories that were being prevalent at that time, and she has heard about those stories, and then she has written about the same in her novella. Now, she was also inspired by Bengali writers like Sarat Chandra Chatterjee, Rabindranath Tagore, and this Bankim Chandra Chatterjee is the same person who has composed Vande Matram, and this Vande Matram time and again referred to in the novella as well by the freedom fighters, that how this song, this patriotic song Vande Matram, instilled a sense of patriotism in the freedom fighters. Now, all these people, Sarat Chandra Chatterjee, Rabindranath Tagore, and Bankim Chandra, they have represented the lives of girls and women, how they received a little education, and how often they were expected to stay home and care for the household, right? So that's why she was very much inspired by the writings of these characters, because they have because they have represented women in the realistic terms. Now, why the protagonist is named Neela? Now, because in Bengali, Neela means blue, a color that symbolizes infinite possibilities, both for herself and for India. So possibilities, numerous possibilities which are there for this female girl Neela, this girl Neela, and for India as a nation. Now, this is all in the author's note. So in the chapter 1, which is titled Wedding Preparations, now it revolves around Usha's wedding, and we are introduced to all the major characters in this chapter only, like Haricharan, Sarda, and we have encountered that how these two people, the father and the mother, have different belief system. We have Haricharan, who is of the opinion that the wedding should be simple. On the other hand, we have Sada, who is of the opinion the wedding should be lavish and luxurious. Now, why Haricharan wants simple wedding? He wants simple wedding because India was colonized at that time, and our Indians were also participating in the freedom struggle and losing their lives. And of course, our Indians are also participating in World War II, which happens from 1939 to 1945. So the setting is of 1939. So we have our soldiers who have participated in World War II. So he was of the opinion, Haricharan was of the opinion, when the country is going through such a bleak time, we should not arrange a lavish feast when numerous people are dying out of hunger and where numerous people are not getting enough to eat. So we are introduced to Gopal. Gopal is the husband to be, that is, he is going to be the husband of Usha. Then we have this cow of Neela. Neela loves Buddhi, and Neela is an adventurous, playful, studious girl, unlike Usha. Now, there is a major character introduced here. It is Baul. Now, who is Baul? Baul is actually the wandering minstrel who goes from one place to another to give information to people about the places that he is visiting. Now, he is the same Baul who will tell people that how the freedom fighters are making lot of efforts to gain freedom, to gain independence from the Britishers, and how in Calcutta numerous peoples are coming out on the streets to fight against the Britishers, to resist the Britishers different kinds of tortures that they are inflicting on the Indians. Now, chapter 2 talks about bandits. Bandits are actually the freedom fighters. Now, these freedom fighters are collecting resources, and they have realized that a wedding would be a perfect place to garner resources because people because they would meet numerous people in a wedding. So they have reached to this Usha's wedding. They have attacked Usha's wedding, but they have told them at the very outset that they are not there to harm anyone. They are just there to collect some resources for their freedom struggle. Now, in this chapter also, there is a social commentary wherein Chitra Banerjee, through Neela, critiqued the dowry system, and there is interaction of Neela and Summer. Summer is one of the freedom fighters who has arrived in the wedding, and this everyone started helping these bandits. Some people have given some money, some people have giving the coins or whatever they have. Neela is wearing a gold chain that her mother has just given to her in the morning for the Usha's wedding. Now, Neela gave her gold chain to Summer, right, as a resource that will help the freedom fighters. Now, in the same chapter, the Baul was criticized by the Zamindar for his radical views of getting freedom from the Britishers and how they should employ all the means. So he was deported. He was told to leave this wedding. He went out. Now there is this Ramchandra. He is the landowner, and his apathy towards the freedom fighters was being shown. And other social historical elements have been shown in this chapter, that how the freedom fighters have struggled a lot. These freedom fighters not come from a luxurious family or from rich family. These freedom fighters are the poor people who don't have the resources to fight for, but they are collecting the resources by going one place to another so that they can arrange for the food of the people, so that they can arrange arms for the group, so that they can fight against Britishers. Now, chapter 3 is goodbyes. Now, who is saying goodbye to whom? Actually, in this chapter, we are told that about Neela's punishment, that Neela has given her gold chain to Summer, so her parents have decided to punish her. And what is the punishment? That she has to do all the activities of the barn, and this is the punishment given to her. And in this chapter also, we have shown that the father has taken this decision to join the freedom fighters at Calcutta. He was being told by the freedom fighters in the wedding that a big march is going to held. This big march is actually the part of Quit India movement that has started in 1939. So this is another historical event that is being reflected in this novel, that is being presented in this novel. So the father Haricharan has decided to join this big march, and this Haricharan also told Neela that it should remain a secret between both of us. He doesn't want Neela to disclose the secret to the mother, that is Sarda. Now, the chapter 4. In the chapter 4, Haricharan has already reached Calcutta. Now, the two mother and sister, that is Neela and her mother Sarda, are living in the home, and here comes Summer. So where is Summer? Summer is the freedom fighter that we are introduced to us in the chapter 2, and he came here in the barn. Why he came here in the barn? Because their convoy, the group in which the Summer was one of the members, was attacked by the British police officers, and Summer got brutally injured. So Summer could not move. So Summer decided to, instead of going ahead with the freedom fighters, he decided to came back to the place where they have arrived in the night, that is Usha's home. So he arrived here because there is no family that he knows. So he arrived in the barn in order to hide himself, and then, as we have already known, that this girl Neela has given the punishment to look after the barn. So she arrives at the barn, she meets Summer, and Summer introduces herself to Bimla, that how he has lost both of his parents and how he lives with his uncle in Calcutta, who is a judge and who doesn't like Summer, and Summer doesn't like uncle because this judge is a sympathizer of the Britishers, and he has a cousin, of course, Bimla, who is very helpful. And now he also told Neela about Biren, his teacher and the leader of the freedom fighters. So after getting all this information, Neela helped Summer. She treated him well, and then the police force got this information that some freedom fighter is hiding in Shonagram. So they started their search. They raided the house of Neela, but before the police found Summer, Summer has already escaped the place, and Summer has left a last message to Neela. And in that message, because Neela has also told him about her father's being in Calcutta and his intention of joining the big march. So Summer, before leaving this place, has left a message for Neela wherein he has written the address of Bimla's house at Calcutta, and has thanked Neela for the help, and has told her that if you have anything to ask for from Summer, if there is any help from Summer, she could reach out to this place, Bimla, and Bimla could give this information, can pass this information to Summer. So this will help Neela, as we will see in the preceding chapters. Now chapter 5 is the bad news. What is the bad news? That it's been many days. Haricharan has not arrived in Shonagram. He has told Neela that he will be there within 7 days, but he has not arrived. So everyone was very sad. And in this same chapter, there was a proposal for Neela's wedding, and it has been decided by the groom's family that they will visit Neela's home the next day. And the same night, Baul arrived, and Baul informed Neela that how the big march was violently charged by the Britishers, and many of the freedom fighters were wounded and injured and were sent to jail. And he has also informed her that there is no political trial for the prisoners. The prisoners will be sent to Andaman, that is your Kala Pani, without any trial. So this was such a shock for Neela, because Neela could not do anything. Neela is such a small girl. She is only 12 years old. And the Baul has informed her, and Baul has assured her that he will help Neela. But in the night, she has received a letter from one of the man of the Shonagram, and this man has handed over the letter to Bimla, and this and a bundle. In this letter, Baul has apologized and informed her that he could not help Neela because he has to hide himself. And why he has to hide himself? Because the police is searching for him, and if he would be out, if he would help Neela, if he would be found by the police officers, they will imprison him. So he told her that his imprisonment is not, he could not afford his imprisonment at this time. So he told Neela that you have to help your father on your own. And in the bundle, he has wrapped a robe and a turban. This robe and turban is actually the dress of the freedom fighter. So this means that Baul wants Neela to become a freedom fighter and help her father. Now in the chapter 6, Neela reached Calcutta without informing her mother, and she is alone in a city of strangers. So as this chapter is titled Alone in a City of Strangers, she is alone in a city of strangers. That is, this city is Calcutta, and she was shocked and surprised to see the hustle and bustle and the crowd of the city, the architecture of the city, and the Britishers who are roaming here and there, and how they are treating Indians. So she was shocked and surprised at the same time. Now she arrived at Bimla's house, and she is disguised as the cousin of Bimla's friend, because the judge, if he would know that she is the freedom fighter, he would not let her live in the house. Now Bimla introduces to her father that Neela is the cousin of Bimla's friend, and this Bimla's friend has caught chicken pox. That is why she could not live there. So she will be living with us for a week. Now the father was happy that their daughter Bimla has got a friend. So he was happy, and he was also so busy that he has not inquired much. Now there is chapter 7, which is titled A Desperate Search. Now Bimla helps Neela a lot in finding her father. She has her attendant whose name is Bishu, and she told Bishu to get the information regarding Haricharan, and Haricharan through his means found out that his father was injured and he was imprisoned, and it was being decided that the next day the party or the freedom fighters will be deported to Andaman without any trial. Now there was only a day for Bimla. She has to help Neela, and they have formed a plan, that is Summer plus Biren plus Neela will be the member of the plan. They will be executing this plan, and Bimla will not become the part of this plan because Bimla's father is a judge, and if if the British government of the police officials will get to know about it, then that would be having a severe repercussions both for Bimla and her father. So the Bimla was kept away from this, and Summer, Biren, Neela and other freedom fighters have made this daring plan. And what was the plan? That on the intervening night, when the convoy of freedom fighters will be taken to the port, from there they will be deported to Andaman. So on the way, the convoy will be attacked by the freedom fighters, and they will save the imprisoned freedom fighters. So the rescue mission, which is your chapter 9, and in that rescue mission, this Samar, Biren, Neela and other freedom fighters will be succeeded in saving the imprisoned freedom fighters along with Haricharan. And what was the plan? That is that the convoy will be stopped by the cart, and they will present the cart as being broken, that the wheel of the cart is broken, and they could not move the cart. Summer and Neela, they are the duo that they could not move the cart, and the moment the British police officers will jump out to help them, the freedom fighters will attack the convoy. So this thing has happened, and they will be able to save Haricharan and other freedom fighters. Now chapter 10, they have started the journey. Summer, Neela and Haricharan has started their journey back to Shonagram. Because Haricharan was injured, so Neela could not help them. But since the convoy was attacked and the freedom fighters are on the run, the British police officers and the British authorities has instructed everyone that anyone found suspicious should be put behind the bars. Now on the train, the police officers, they have started a search operation, and they were sitting in the last bogie, all these three people, and Neela was given a makeup box by Bimla, and this makeup box will really help her to save her father. Now she will paint Haricharan's face in such a manner that it appears that he has chicken pox on his face. Now since chickenpox has no cure, it wasn't incurable at that time. So the moment the security officers or the British police officers or the Indian officers who are part of the British government, the police officers, when they found out that the Haricharan was suffering from chickenpox, they have thrown all the three people out of the train. And this train, when they were being thrown, the Shonagram was only a kilometer ahead. So in this manner, they reached Shonagram safely, Summer, Neela and Haricharan. So this is all about the novella, that how this small girl, who is only 12 years old, who is so adventurous in nature, became so responsible that she has saved her father from the mighty British, Britishers. Right now, talking about the theme of this novel, of course this novel is full of courage and bravery. All the characters have represented courage and bravery. You can give reference to them. There is sacrifice, that how people are sacrificing their own lives for the freedom of their country. Patriotism is instilled, that is why people are coming out of their home, coming out of their way. Now resistance, although the people are poor, people are weak, people don't have much resources, they could not fight the mighty British Empire, but still they are resisting against the Britishers, against the oppression, against the violence. Now the gender roles, that how different kinds of roles are assigned to males and females, but how we have the character here, Neela, who is coming out of her comfort zone, and irrespective of her gender, irrespective of the role assigned to her, she has performed amazingly well in saving her father. So it is not about the gender, it is always about the courage, about the willpower. Now gratitude, so there is a lot of gratitude. Summer was full of gratitude for the help that Neela has done to her. That's why he has told Neela about Bimla. Now Bimla helped Neela, so Neela was full of gratitude for Bimla. So there is gratitude all around in this novel, all over in this novella. Now friendship and love, that how out of friendship Bimla helped Neela, Summer helped Neela, and there is a lot of love. It is because of the love, not only against each other. People are not only loving towards each other, but also they are loving towards their country. That is why they have taken such a risk to save their nation. Right. So coming of age, of course, this is a coming of age novella. This novel talks about the evolution, or talks about the growth, of a 12-year-old girl, from being an adventurous person that Neela was in the beginning, to a responsible person towards the end, in saving her father with her tricks, with her trick of saving her father with the makeup. Now family bonds, of course, it is because of the family bonds that Neela has taken such a big leap. A girl living in a village, small village, Shonagram, decided to move to Calcutta, right, to save her father. So this is all about novella. You should know the major characters, you should know the major themes, and of course the structure of the novella. We have discussed everything. I hope it will help you. Thank you so much.